Coming up on Mountain News this morning, counties throughout the Commonwealth are preparing for the sale of medical marijuana by putting it on voters' ballots. And officials are spreading fire safety awareness with the beginning of the dry season.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. We're at 5:30 this Wednesday morning. Let's send it over to meteorologist Megan Dusmall for a look at your forecast. I mean, I'm so excited. I don't know what I was going to say I'm excited for because it's chilly again.
It sure is chilly today, and it will be a little bit warmer this afternoon, thankfully, but those morning temperatures are a little brutal, aren't they? Right now, though, fog is not a big issue. Here's Mount Vernon I-75 camera. You can see there's not a bit of fog in sight. Overall, our area will be 10+ mile visibility with the exception of Harlan and Manchester. 3-mile visibility in Harlan, 8.8 in Manchester. Overall, not too bad. Those current temperatures, though, yeah, they're quite cold. We're in the 40s for most of the area, 41 for Hazard over here. And if you are in Jackson, you're seeing the 51 values, but Clintonwood over there is freezing. It's so cold over there, 38 degrees over there for them. We will warm up, though, and those temperatures will get better. Majority of the area will be in the low 70s, but there are some chances for the mid 70s to be returning for some cities in the area. Jackson and Irvin are some of those cities. Looking at the next 12 hours, though, we will be warming up to that high temperature today, having sunny skies for every single hour of the day. I'll have the ARH 7-day forecast in just a couple of minutes. Madison?
All right, Megan, thank you. A Mingo County, West Virginia man has been indicted on several charges, including murder. Chad Blackburn was arrested after a crash on US 119 that killed Linda Wright of Pikeville and seriously hurt a passenger. Blackburn was also indicted on charges of first-degree assault, vehicular homicide, and operating a vehicle while under the influence. Police in Pike County are asking for help finding a man who they say is considered armed and dangerous. Here is a picture of Kevin Hopkins. Police say he is known to frequently be in the Greasy Creek and Marrowbone areas. If you have any information about where Hopkins may be, you are asked to contact the Pikeville Police Department at 606-437-5111. A London man is facing charges following a recent indictment. Police in Laurel County responded to a call on Monday about a person who was reported to be out of control at a home on Pine Top Road. After they arrived, police say Nicholas Hubbard had been tearing up at a home and making threats. After he reportedly ran out of the house, police tased and arrested Hubbard. Hubbard spit at officers while being arrested. Police say he was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. We have an update on a story we first told you about last week. Police say they found 37-year-old Joshua Miller of Jackson. Deputies with the Perry County Sheriff's Office found Miller. He had been missing since September 18th. Beginning January 1st of 2025, medical cannabis will be legal in the Commonwealth. Business owners who were interested in a cannabis business license were given the opportunity to enter a lottery. While the state law has been passed, many cities and counties in Kentucky are giving voters the option. In Clay County and Manchester, medical cannabis is on the ballot, and County Clerk Beverly Craft says it will be up to the voters to decide.
Everybody knows somebody, that could benefit from it medically, cancer patients and whatnot, Parkinson's, whatnot. They've heard success stories, but on the other hand, they have a fear of, abuse of the system.
Applications for the cannabis business license lottery closed on August 31st. Business owners who submitted an application before the deadline can check their account to know the status of their application. Clay County Clerk Beverly Craft also warns people to pay attention to two statewide things on the ballot. Amendment 1 and 2 would make changes to the Kentucky State Constitution. However, Craft says to make sure you do not wait until Election Day to read the two amendments.
Yeah, they need to read it 2 or 3 times before they come to vote, and they need to, possibly research it. Definitely research it prior to coming to vote.
Not sure. We don't have a plan. Craft reminds voters each county's sample ballots are available for viewing. And here are are some of those amendments that voters need to be aware of. Folks will have the chance to vote on Constitutional Amendment 1. That amendment allows the voter the opportunity to vote on prohibiting people who are not citizens of the United States from being allowed to vote in the state of Kentucky. Amendment 2 will also be on the ballot, which gives parents choices and educational opportunities for their children. People can vote to either be in favor or not in favor of enabling the General Assembly to provide financial support for the education cost of students in Kentucky that are in kindergarten through 12th grade who are outside of the public school system, amending the Constitution of Kentucky. Here are the early voting dates in Kentucky. You have until October 22nd to request a mail-in ballot. That ballot must be obtained by the county clerk by 6 p.m. local time on Election Day. In-person excused absentee voting begins October 23rd through the 25th and October 28th through the 30th. And in-person no excuse absentee voting runs from October 31st to November 2nd. This week is National Fire Prevention Week, and departments throughout the mountains are sharing the importance of fire safety. The annual Fire Prevention Week is focused on educating families and businesses, stressing the importance of knowing how to react and who to call if a fire sparks up. From establishing a meeting place to making sure all smoke alarms and detectors are in place and powered up, Prestonsburg firefighters say preparation is the key to prevention.
Fire prevention and safety goes all year long. This week, you know, we focus a little more on it, especially with the children. Fire safety, you know, starts at home. So smoke detectors are a big thing this year. That's the campaign.
The National Fire Protection Association recommends installing smoke alarms in every bedroom and outside of sleeping areas, saying there should be detectors on every level of your home. The Prestonsburg Fire Department has a new chief at the helm, bringing decades of experience to the table and moving forward as the first female chief in the department's history. Selena Thomas has made a career out of caring for her community after deciding at a young age that her dream was to be a firefighter. After more than 30 years at the Prestonsburg Fire Department, she is the new fire chief, saying there has been a shift in the field over the last few decades and more women should be proud to serve.
Women in the fire service, I think that if you can do the job, you know, do it. And if this is what you really want to do, then jump into it. And, you know, maybe in 30 years after being in the fire service, you'll become the chief.
She has been a part of the department since 1991 and hopes to lead the firefighters for years to come. Two Kentucky universities are reporting record enrollment numbers. The University of Kentucky is at an all-time high for first-time freshmen, transfer students, and overall enrollment, hosting roughly 36,000 students for the first time ever. UK's Vice President for Student Success says their infrastructure is ready to welcome even more. A spokesperson with Asbury University says the school hosted more than 2,000 students. When we return, a new national report is warning about the dangers of staying on social media as a young adult.
And I'll have a look at even cooler temperatures coming up in a couple of minutes.